Okay, friends, you've got pictures of this uploaded. If you're virtual, you have the worksheet in front of you, or if you are an in-person student. But I'm going to help you out a little bit and get you started. I'm going to go over different problems. So now, if you are working at home and you only have a picture of it, just write the problems down as I go, and you can add them in where needed. If you have the worksheet in front of you, work with me on those numbers and then go back and fill in as you can, okay? All right, so I'm going to start with number 1, and I am going to write them on another sheet of paper just to have some more room to work it out. So for number 2, let's look at it. Number 1's pretty basic. Let's look at number 2. Remember, our rules are when you don't have the same base, you just go ahead and multiply the numbers that are there, or divide them, whatever's being asked. So -2 and -8 are not the same base. So all I've got to do is multiply them. I'm going to go ahead and write this one on this sheet because I have room for that. I'll go to another sheet if I need to. So -2 and -8 is +16. And then the m's, when you're multiplying with the same base, you add your exponents. Now this is where some of you are still missing it just a little bit. You see there's 5 here, but there's another m here being multiplied. Okay, so you've got to include that. So 1 plus 5 gives you the 6. Okay, we practiced that last week on that Google slide, but some of you are still not including the numbers that you don't see. Okay, there is a 1 understood. All right, let's look at, now number 4, I'm not going to work all the way through, but I just want to point out some things. When you do number 3 actually, you are going to multiply -4 times 10 and get that answer. And then you're going to combine your x's and give their total exponent. Combine the y's, give their total. The z's, give their total. Do not just write down x, y, z, and then like 34, because that was the total of all the exponents. You've got to keep them separate. The x's have a total, the y's have a total, the z's have a total. Okay, so be careful on that. All right, look down at number 5. Number 5 is a division. So think about, what do we do with exponents when we're dividing? When they're stacked, we subtract. So all you're really doing is n and 16 minus 4. So 16 minus 4 gives us n to the 12th. Okay, so not a big deal there. All right, same thing on number 6. 12 and 2 don't match, so you go ahead and divide them like they are, and then you subtract your exponents. Keep your exponents separate. Keep them with the variable they belong to. Okay. All right, same thing on number 7, subtracting exponents, keep them separate. All right, now when you get through 8 through 11, this is where we're raising a power to a power or a product to a power. But you're always just multiplying those exponents, but keep them separate. Just like number 10, remember that little 5 is going to go to the 3, it's going to go to the 6, and it's going to go to the 7. Don't leave anybody out. I tell my guys that it's like I'm standing at the door with a plate full of cookies. When I come in the room, everybody gets a cookie. I'm not skipping anybody. Okay, so make sure and keep it all separate. All right, now look on down at number 12 through 15. It says to express using positive exponents. So remember, when it's a negative exponent, that means you really just have a fraction. You have a number that is between 0 and 1. So to take care of that negative sign, we just slip it right under the 1. Okay. All right, then same thing going across. Now look, 13 is a little different. We haven't had a number in front of it. If you have a number here, you don't put a 1 on top, you put that number on top. Okay, so we would have 6 over c to the 4th. Okay. All right, then these you're just going to subtract exponents, multiply exponents, but if anything comes up negative, it goes to the bottom of the fraction. Okay. All right, then 16 through 18, you're writing using negative exponents. Now this one has an exponent, so once you take it out from under the 1, that's going to take care of it. But you won't do that for 25 and 64. For 25 and 64, you're going to have to think, okay, how can I write that with exponents? What times itself is 25? It's another way of asking for the square root. So rewrite those two with exponents. Okay. All right, then on the back side of the sheet, you've got 1 and 2, you're just rewriting using exponents. So keep your items separate. Remember, when you're multiplying, you're just totaling it up. That's going to be your new exponent number. On 3 through 6, you're substituting. So remember, when we substitute, like for H is a -3, when you plug it in, you're going to put it in parentheses. That makes a difference. -3 in parentheses squared is different than -3 squared. Okay, so use your parentheses, you just plug in, and you work those all the way out. Okay. All right, on 7 through 15, you're just simplifying. So you're still leaving your answer with exponents, but you're simplifying all you can. Okay, so it's just like the front of the sheet. So for number 7, you're just multiplying and adding exponents. Number 8, if your bases don't match, multiply them. 9 and 10 is dividing. So subtract your exponents. Okay, it's using all the rules that we've been talking about. Remember, you've got a rules for exponent handout that's in your journal that you can use at the same time if you need to. I think you'll be just fine. So get that done. Do the ones that I haven't done already. And then my people, you will turn that in at the end of class, and I will grade that for you. Okay? All right. Thanks, guys.